When survival replaced taste. Introduction plus meals. 2017 and 1929. When the stock market crashed, millions of Americans lost not just their savings, but their ability to eat normally. The Great Depression wasn't just about unemployment lines and shuttered factories. It was about empty kitchens, watered-down soups, and families stretching a single ingredient for days. These weren't trendy budget recipes. These were survival meals. 20. Bread and drippings. When meat was scarce, families saved every drop of grease from cooked pork or beef. They spread hardened fat onto stale bread with a sprinkle of salt. It wasn't glamorous, but it provided calories, and calories meant survival. 19. Dandelion. Salad. People foraged in fields and empty lots. Dandelion greens, once considered weeds, became dinner, tossed with vinegar and maybe a boiled egg if available. This bitter salad was a reminder that even lawns could become grocery stores. 18. Hoover stew. Named sarcastically after President Herbert Hoover, this was a mix of macaroni, canned tomatoes, hot dogs, and beans. It was cooked in massive batches and served in community soup kitchens. 17. Creamed chipped beef on toast, also called SOS. This military-inspired dish used dried beef in a thick white sauce poured over toast. Cheap, filling, and salty, it became a staple in struggling households. Food during the Depression wasn't about flavor. It was about making anything out of almost nothing. And for millions of Americans, these meals were the thin line between hunger and hope, stretching every penny. Meals. 1613. During the worst years of the 1930s, creativity in the kitchen became a survival skill. Mothers became magicians, transforming scraps into supper. 16. Potato soup. Potatoes were cheap and filling. Boiled with onions and water, sometimes thickened with flour, this simple soup fed entire families. 15. Peanut butter. Stuffed onion-size onions, hollowed out and filled with peanut butter, then baked. It sounds strange today, but protein was scarce, and peanut butter was affordable. 14. Cornbread and milk. Crumbled cornbread soaked in milk created a heavy, satisfying meal that required minimal ingredients. 13. Mulligan stew. A community stew made from whatever anyone could contribute. Carrots, bones, potatoes, beans, often cooked in large pots outdoors for unemployed workers. Every meal was about stretching ingredients. Nothing was wasted. Vegetable scraps became broth. Day-old bread became pudding. This era reshaped American cooking forever, teaching a generation that survival demanded sacrifice. The sweet illusions. Meals. 12. Even during hardship, families craved comfort. Desserts didn't disappear, they adapted. 12. Depression cake. Wacky cake made without eggs, butter, or milk. Vinegar and baking soda created lift. It proved cake was still possible, even without luxury ingredients. 11. Rice pudding. Rice simmered in watered-down milk with sugar. Cheap, filling, and comforting. 10. Mock apple pie made with Ritz crackers instead of apples. Cinnamon and sugar created the illusion of fruit filling. 9. Sugar bread. Hot water, sugar, and bread mashed together. Simple, sweet, and often given to children as a treat. These weren't indulgences. They were morale boosters. Small sweetness in a bitter time. Food became emotional medicine. Strange but necessary meals. 8-5. Some meals from the Depression era would shock modern diners. 8. Liver and onions. Organ meats were cheap and packed with nutrients. Families learned to cook them creatively. 7. Spam and fried potatoes. Canned meat lasted long and required no refrigeration. 6. Tomato soup with saltine crackers diluted heavily to make it last. 5. Boiled cabbage and vinegar. Cabbage was one of the cheapest vegetables available. Boiled soft and seasoned simply, meals became repetitive. Variety disappeared. But these dishes kept families alive. They were humble, yes, but they carried resilience. When food became a lesson, meals 4-1 plus closing the final meals remind us just how desperate times became. 4. Biscuits and molasses fleur and water biscuits sweetened with cheap molasses. 3. Bean sandwiches, cold mashed beans spread between bread slices. 2. Oatmeal for dinner, not just breakfast. Oatmeal became an anytime meal. 1. Water pea, perhaps the most shocking of all. Made from flour, sugar, water, and butter if available. Baked into a pie shell. No fruit, no filling, just survival. The Great Depression changed how Americans viewed food forever. It taught resourcefulness. It taught gratitude. It taught that even the simplest meal could mean everything. These 20 shocking meals weren't trends, they were reality. And for those who lived through it, they were never forgotten.